In a hardcore survival world where one man with one shovel and one goal to cover the land of mycelium with 48,000 blocks of grass. Here's a little scale to put things into perspective. 48,000 blocks is equivalent to 750 full stacks of grass. This would take 28 shulker boxes to store it all, or 14 double chests. An unbreaking free netherite shovel can mine up to, on average, 8,124 blocks before it being destroyed, meaning I would have had to repair my shovel using mending at least 6 times. This takes 24,000 XP orbs, which would equate to getting from level 0 to 30 17 times. To get this much XP, I would have had to kill 12,000 parrots, catch 6,857 fish, or mine 4,800 diamond ore. That being said, I had a cave spider spawner, but it still took 3,692 cave spiders, which in of itself took a few hours of AFKing to do. I am curious though if anybody has the statistics on how many spawn from a spawner on average per hour, so if you do have it, let me know. With all that waffle out the way, I hope you have a better grasp on how long it took to do this somewhat simple task. So sit back, relax. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing, it will help me reach the goal of 100 by the end of September. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Stage 1 is complete of the island. As you can see behind me, it is all done. It is all nice and green, and it is all nice and grassy, nice and overgrown. So now we actually have to update the map. So if you've seen before, we actually have this map, what I created of the island. Very random location. I can actually move it now, because obviously I'm going to be updating it. But I haven't actually updated it since I built the house here. There's actually still a tiny bit of the Mushroom Island. It's a separate island, so technically I've still completed this island. But yeah, so we've still got the other bit, but that's because I want to be growing a load of mushrooms over there, because you can't actually grow mushrooms on dirt or grass unless it's dark enough, and obviously it's not dark enough any of the time, unless it's underneath a cover or something like that, like with a cobble cover. Cobble cover? A cobble cover. Yes, cobble cover. That's the right word. Yeah, just a roof. But yeah, so I'm leaving that for now because I'm going to be building some very big giant mushrooms about. So yeah, let's just quickly update this map and we'll see what it looks like. This is now the updated map. It actually looks pretty cool, to be honest, because you can see the darker bits, which are actually the pieces of grass, but it looks kind of like trees in the map. So it's pretty cool texture. The next actual stage, what we have to do is to actually put a load of trees about, and I did say originally that I wanted to do dark oak, but I've decided against that because it'll take so long to do it. So I'm just going to stick with jungle for now. I'm basically going to go around planting a load of jungle trees and obviously bone mealing them up, and then we have another phase after doing that of making a load of giant mushrooms, which that is going to take the longest because they're all going to be custom and there's a lot of other gathering we need to be doing for that. So this is going to be taking a long time to complete and just kind of overgrow the entire island, and then we can start building and mapping out where we want to go. As I'm gathering the jungle saplings for the island, I just want to go over a few changes coming to the channel and this series in particular. Before you think this series is over, that is far from the case. I'm just going to be spending less time in this world at the moment, and we'll be posting ultra hardcore content less frequently due to 2 reasons. The first is that I want to make more videos just like this one where I put a large amount of hours into one episode and don't want to feel rushed into posting lower quality videos as a result of that. The second reason is that in a few days I'm actually going to be starting a new survival series, but this time it's actually going to be on a server with a bunch of other content creators, which will allow me to show my personality more and also allow me to create more fun content rather than strictly just building. I'm not going to say which server it is just yet, but if you stick around you'll find out soon which one it is. All I will say is that I am beyond excited to actually start recording on it. So there's a very nice sunset going on here, just before I was about to actually have a clip, but there's an Enderman. Like, why, hello? Why are you inside my mob farm, but not actually inside the mob farm, you're just on the edge? What are you doing? Am I gonna have to go kill him or something, because I don't think he's gonna despawn in there, because it's dark enough for him to stay in there, and I don't think he'll teleport for no reason. Maybe I'll just have an Enderman pet. Yeah, this Enderman just isn't going away. Okay, so basically I was just gonna say, I'm gonna plant around a few trees. Don't think I'm going to do that many more time lapses just because of how many I've actually done already. But I mean, I might do just a final time lapse once I've finished and planted all the trees about, so you can kind of get a grasp of what the island's looking like. We've actually got a few other things that we need to do after we've done this. One is farm up all the mushrooms, so I'm going to try plant as many of the unique trees, the mushroom trees I'm going to be doing about, but I don't want to be planting too many about because it's going to take a long time, and obviously I want to get this video up. Obviously I'm not rushing, but I'm just going to make it as nice looking as I can, and there's other stuff what I need to do as well, so we'll get into all the clips, so let's just see what happens now. Let's just say I really underestimated how many jungle saplings I'm actually going to need, and I'm not really that happy, especially this tree, because there's very stumpy trees and I had to make a very large one. But as you can see around, there's a few trees planted, but honestly, in just like the scale of things, this is just huge compared to the jungle trees. And yeah, it just isn't that full at all. It looks alright, I guess, but yeah, there's so many more saplings that I need. This was a stack and a half of saplings, and what I've done, maybe less than a third of the island, and I've still got the rest of the island to do. So it's definitely going to take me a lot longer to collect all these, because I've literally spent a solid hour and a bit just collecting saplings, and I'm probably going to have to end up chopping down some of these. But the thing is, I don't actually want to be covering all the ground with these, because like I was saying, I want to do giant mushrooms, so I might just actually start placing a few giant mushrooms about and just see what they actually look like. But before that, I actually have to do a bit of gathering of some of the crimson roots, and also some of the actual, I think it's actual crimson roots. Let me double check. Yeah, so crimson roots, I actually need these, and then also the weeping vines. Oh, so I was right before when the other video I corrected myself saying crimson roots and weeping vines, but it actually is weeping vines. Okay, so I need more of these and I need more of these. And there's a way that you can get these, so I'm going to have to create a contraption. I'm not sure whether or not you can just actually place this and then burn. Yep, okay, so I can do that. And yeah, I think there's a chance that it can drop it. I don't think it's guaranteed. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, so basically I'm going to have to make a contraption which works for this, and I think I'll be able to do it myself. I don't really think I'm going to have to do any tutorials, so I'm going to place it somewhere along the island. Okay, go off firework. I don't know where to place it, to be honest. I could easily just place it up on top of here, but I feel like I might as well start somewhere else in that island, so I'll figure out a place to start it and I'll show you what I've come up with. We may have a few visitors, but I think I've managed to somewhat make this. I know this is not the most efficient way at all. I've tried to use the new target blocks, but I think it should work. So what I'm wanting to do is have the weeping vine there, and then I'm essentially just wanting to bone meal it to the point where it triggers the observer at the bottom, and that guy keeps running in front of it, and that should happen. And that pretty much worked perfectly, and then I should just be able to hold it and get a load of weeping vines. which honestly, I'm very, very happy with that. I'm not exactly much of a redstone type of person. It's not exactly going into the drop point what I'm wanting to go for, but obviously I can place some blocks about and make it a bit prettier, but the general concept for that is pretty sound, and obviously I think you could make an automatic farm doing this as well, so I'm going to do this for a while. I'm going to fancy it up a bit, maybe do a little bit of an exterior around it, and we have finished the house to some extent. I've still got to add maybe a window and a bit of actual detail into it. But I've got the outside of it done. So I've got the roof done, and then obviously just the general structure of it. And then the inside is somewhat done as well. I just flip my camera around, and yeah, so we've got a little entrance where we've got a little staircase, ladder. I don't know why I always call it staircase, but yeah, we've got a little ladder going up using the trapdoors like I have before. We've got all the weeping vines here at the bottom, and obviously you can just come up here as you normally would do, and then just bone meal away, and then it eventually will destroy it. So it's not really complete, but for now it's functional and it's a bit better than it just being left in the open. The next thing what we need to do is actually find some slimes, because I need to make sticky pistons, so I'm gonna have to look up to see if I can find any slime chunks in the nearby area, and then mine out the area, and then yeah, collect some. So let's go do that. I'm very scared all of a sudden. What? Why? 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 Go away! No! Okay, so for a bit of context here, I was literally just mining my way. This is the little spawner area, not for the creepers, but for the slimes. Yeah, I mined this out, and I was mining 24 blocks in that direction just so we actually get some spawning. And I mined into this bit, and it's a little cave apparently, and there's literally just 2 creepers just sat waiting for me. Like, I've never seen something so written in my life where it's like, they're definitely just out here trying to kill me. That is 100% what it is. Like, and obviously I don't have my chest plate on, or I don't have a shield, so if I got blown up by them, that would have been game over. 100%. I can hear some slimes. It's just one, but at least it's proven that it actually works, and these are actually slime chunks. Obviously I've got my looting sword, so I should get enough slime balls to do what I want to do, hopefully. I think I probably need, thinking of it, maybe 10. Maybe a bit more. I don't know exactly the number, but I'm pretty sure that's more than 10, to be honest. Yeah, that is a lot more than 10. That's 42. That's more than enough. The thing is, I really don't even need to actually make the farm, but I mean, it's another thing to add to the world. But yeah, 42 slime balls. I really can't complain with that. It turns out I actually didn't need any slime, but I actually used in this farm, and I did use this farm from a different YouTuber just because I wasn't too sure on necessarily how to connect it up and make it quite compact. So I'm actually going to alter it a bit in the future, but this is currently what it is. So it's a bit of a mess, but essentially all we do is have a clock going around here, and as soon as we activate this, it pushes it back and forth. So what I do want to add in the future is a little minecart which collects all of the stuff that we've bone milled, but essentially I think all we need to do is get up on here and literally just do this and get an absolute insane amount of crimson root, and also of the mushrooms as well, because the crimson fungi is obviously what we need to build, well, to make the trees. So this saves me so much time in the future. So this was literally just such a little simple build, but as you can see, I didn't even use a full stack and we've already got a lot of crimson root. And if you're wondering why I'm wanting that, it's because with the mushrooms, what I'm going to be making, I'm actually going to be putting a lot of these roots kind of just along the grass, just to kind of give it a bit of a colour texture, because as you can see, it does really pop on this blue. Green. It pops on the green. I don't know where blue came from, but yeah, it's just a very simple farm. Obviously, I'm probably going to make a little house again just to cover it up. I'm not sure if I'm going to have like a similar design, but obviously I'm keeping this theme up at the moment as the building style. So I might just quickly cover it up now, but obviously that means I'm gonna have to go collect a lot of stuff, so I don't know if I really want to do that right now. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. I'm probably just gonna tidy this up, just cover it up for now, because as you can see, it really just does function pretty well. And yeah, as I said before, I will leave the link in the description. I believe it's his design. If it isn't, please correct me, and then I will put it in the actual description. But yeah, I don't think the designs are that difficult, and obviously a lot of people can probably make the same design just by knowing redstone. I wasn't aware that you can obviously use an observer to observe a pulse, which is very smart, and that just creates this. So it's a very smart design. Hopefully in the future I'll get better at redstone and actually figure it out myself, like I did with that one. Obviously that one is just not compact at all. I could probably change that up quite a bit. Now that I'm thinking of it, I could probably end up doing it. So I have one block of, let me see if this actually works. Let me just quickly test something. So from what I've gathered from this should work. So if I place something in front of this block here, it should create a pulse here and then essentially lead it up to the top. So let's just have a check. That did seem to flash them out. Let me just quickly from a different angle. Yep, that worked. So I could have made that house a lot smaller. But I mean, that just, it's a starter. Like, do you know what I mean? It's something where we can progress from and hopefully improve stuff in the future. But that's a very, very cool contraption. And I also believe at the moment that with that farm, you don't actually need to have all of these placed on it, because obviously I've placed it for every single block. I think if you just destroy the top root, it potentially drops them all, or has a chance of dropping them. So yeah, I've learned a lot, especially just doing these few things. If anybody was actually wondering whether or not the Enderman is still in the creeper farm, I shall show you right now. As you can see, I don't know where he's gone. He definitely is in here. Is he all of a sudden just disappeared as soon as I'm about to show you where he is? I saw him a second ago. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. There he is. I should probably look at him and get him out of there, but I think he's kind of trapped. I don't know whether or not he's just like scared or whatnot. He didn't despawn because I haven't travelled too far away at the moment, but I think it will eventually despawn. But at the moment we've got an Enderman in our creeper farm, just kind of making sure the spiders don't spawn too often, I guess. As you can see, it's definitely working very efficiently because we have so much stuff in it, but just want to update people on that. I'm going to end this episode by going over what we achieved in this video. We completely transformed the island from having next to no grass to being completely covered by it. We made 2 new farms. The first one we made was the Weeping Vines farm, which I poorly designed, might I add. The other one being the Crimson Root and Fungus farm. The final thing we did was find and dig out some slime chunks for a future slime farm. Before we end this episode, if you made it this far, I just want to share that I have upgraded my microphone, so let me know if you noticed the change before me mention it in the comments below. And also, I swapped editing software. A lot of changes in one episode, but it will help improve the quality of the videos. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Ultra Hardcore Minecraft. Like I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of hard work and hours went into this one episode, so please consider subscribing to see more content from me in the future. Other than that, I hope that you have a great day.